Tonight, we welcome the band known as Mare Island to the stage of the Phoenix Theater. This is a group that features some old friends and familiar faces, and we are thrilled to have them all back in this building. Tonight, we'll learn a little bit about the people behind the music and what they've put themselves into that music, and later they will perform these songs collectively. Please welcome to the program, Mare Island.
Mare Island.
Hi, Jim and Tom.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Let's talk about the band Mare Island, at least for a minute on the Mare Island episode.
Why not?
Well, no, I think we can, maybe. So this is a band that put out a self-titled EP in 2017. Would we say that's correct?
Yes.
My research is correct.
Factually correct.
Derek, you and I were going back and forth over email. I'm going to read a quote from you. It's about the experience of releasing this album. Basically, you said that you'd spent most of your life chasing external validation, and music was no different. And after the release of this record, it got a lot of cool write-ups, and this is the thing you thought you wanted all along. And you realize that there's a hollowness behind that the true joy in life is about connection and community and the intimate moments shared in a rehearsal space with Josh performing faked versions of obscene stage banter.
Wait, what?
Except not faked. Just unreleased.
So
Those are problematic things I was saying, I'm pretty sure.
So growing perspective, before we go deep into that, can you do a sample of that? I can bleep it out heavily. No. Especially not in this day and age.
Practice space is a safe space. Derek, how dare you bring it to this interview? It's the best part of practice.
Yeah.
Is making my friends laugh. No matter what I I'll say something really bad.
Yeah.
And you can't. It's like a gut reaction. They laugh. I'm sorry, Matthew. Don't nod. No, you
I didn't
laugh
nod.
too.
I shook. No.
I remember actually early on, I think this was like Matthew's first or second practice, and I noticed a very tender moment where Matthew made a joke toward Josh, and Josh heard it and didn't laugh, and instead of being kind of stung by it, Matthew, I think the friendship was had enough context where Matthew was like, hey, Josh, you didn't laugh at my joke, and it was a very kind of like boyish, like friends for life quality behind that I really enjoyed seeing.
I appreciate you playing to me. That's nice.
I appreciate when you say things and then I say them louder and then people laugh at me.
No.
It happened to me earlier.
It's true. Your joke got stolen.
It was okay though. Like,
Can you tell the joke on here?
No, it was in the context, and I said something, and then Michael said it louder, and the people laughed at Michael. But
then I gave you the look. Like
you gave me the look.
I heard you say it first.
It's the thing is that I know that that's my game. Josh will say something funny, and I will hear it, and then I will say it louder because I think it's really funny, and then people will laugh at me, and I'm like, no, it was Josh's joke.
Okay, this is a question. If you have a joke that a friend told, friend is not here anymore, do you tell the joke because you know it'll go over well? That's part one. And number two, if you do tell the joke, do you give credit where credit is due?
The answer is yes.
Is the friend dead or?
No, they're alive.
Oh.
So you're saying no, you don't give credit, or no, you don't tell the joke.
Especially
You
if
do
they're
tell the
dead.
joke.
Yeah, you do tell the joke, you don't give credit.
Why give credit?
Okay, so that's you.
I give credit. Yeah.
Okay, you would tell the joke.
But give me an example.
You've already submitted your answer. Now, Josh Staples, the man of honor, says he would not tell the joke.
Oh, I would tell the joke.
Okay.
I would tell the joke as if it were my own.
Yeah.
I would wait till the laughter to die down.
Yeah.
And I would give credit where credit's due.
That's a good man.
You gotta do it the best you can.
Nah.
Do you have an opinion on this?
It's circumstantial, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah, that is
There's
good.
different times. Sometimes the laughter is too strong. You can't stop it to give credit.
Yeah.
Your delivery is so much better than whoever told it the first time.
That's what I'm talking about.
You also know that you have brought such joy to the room that putting a clause or an asterisk next to it will just bring the mood down.
Exactly. There's no time.
If I have
Ball's
too much
rolling.
fine print in the world anyway, we don't need to add more.
If I read a funny joke. I'm like, oh, I'm going to tell this sweet knock-knock joke that I read online. Yeah. I'm going to say, oh, I got that online. Like, don't laugh.
Well, what do we call it when a song is like 50 or 100 years old and it becomes...
It's public domain.
Well, a knock-knock joke is public domain,
Here's
unless there's
too.
a new twist on an old favorite.
I'll really only give credit where it's... I'll give credit only if it's someone I know, because it's probably going to get back to them that like someone else will tell the joke and say, oh, Josh told me that. And you're like, I told him that.
Yeah.
So I'll only really... it's self-serving partially while I'll give credit.
Oh, whoa.
Because I want to make sure that if you heard that I told your joke, that you got credit for it.
Derek, do you have...
I would tell the joke with attribution, probably.
With attribution. A good man.
Nah.
I would tell the joke and I would give attribution. In fact, I'm the best man because I would give attribution before the joke is told.
Well, that kills the joke.
No.
No, it doesn't. Not the way I tell it.
But
Tom, what's your...
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a vagabond, brigand, and thief.
You sure are.
I would take that thing and run a mile with that.
That's what I'm talking about.
See,
You were saying.
I think that you give credit to the joke in case it falls flat. You don't have to blame yourself for it.
Well, you know, in life, we hedge our bets.
I have a really good joke, though.
Okay, is it clean?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We don't want to bring the Mare Island brand down.
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
Well,
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Two.
To
To who?
It's to whom.
It's two.
no, that's pretty good.
English teacher jokes.
All right, but who?
It's the worst.
But who told you
it's
that?
good.
Yeah, where'd you get that from?
I read it online.
That's public domain. Here's a prompt. Do you have friends that sometimes do things that drive you crazy and you want to strangle them? And they do it over and over and over and over again just to get your goat? Or get your goat?
Didn't I do that 3 shows ago?
That's what I was gonna say. It has to do with jokes. Tom likes to do a thing while we're doing this.
I've always go over the 3
This is an episode that is a little more conversational, a little loose, showcasing the personality of Mare Island as opposed to digging deep and making you tell us all of your trauma. So we're having fun. But Tom, sometimes when we're having those serious episodes, we'll like be really getting deep. We'll really be getting in there, learning stuff.
We gotta stop that.
That's such like human experience stuff. It's so interesting when people are open and they share. Hard to get them there. Very hard to get people there. But once we get them there, then we chat, and it's really a beautiful moment. Until my co-host Tom Gaffey, and he does it knowingly. He knows exactly what he's doing. Tells jokes, but they're not really jokes. They're more so just kind of non sequitur statements. And there's really
What's funnier than a non sequitur?
This is why I love Tom.
and then I go, okay, well, let's get back to the topic. And then it happens again like 5 or 10 minutes later.
You got to get
man.
the 3 for out of it.
And then it's kind of like you're going 70 miles per hour, and then the car stops, and then you got to start it again. And then, of course, he does it a third time. He calls it the threefer.
Got to have the 3 for.
Yeah. Want to give us an example of what a threefer? Oh, it sounds like you're going to.
No, I'm not. I was just going to say, if you've ever driven any of my cars, you expect it to stop at about once it hits about 70 miles an hour.
Here's the thing. You asked that question. I was like, I don't think I have any friends like that. And then I was like, oh, it's me. That's
Matthew is
me.
definitely that
I am
friend.
definitely that dude. That's
Yeah.
me, for sure.
Your friends are good people.
My friends are very good
Stand
people.
by you.
And they put up with a lot of terrible things.
Oh, we love it.
Back to Derek's quote, which I thought was really good. Does it jog anything in anyone's mind about why you do what you do, whether musically or just in your life? I think it's interesting to look at.
You can get deep into the commodification of culture.
Please do.
We live in an image-based society now, where everything is selling us not the product, but what the product is going to do. And as long as you're buying into that, you're buying into the idea that like the Corona is going to transport you to the beach, or the Bacardi is going to transport you to this club, but you never get there because the club's not like that, the beach is not like that, women are not like that.
Quite frankly, how do you drink the beer with that little wedge of lime in the mouthpiece like that? That doesn't seem
Right.
possible.
Right?
Well, you push it in with your finger.
You what?
You push it in the beer.
I think,
and then you put your thumb on the top, and then you turn it
That's
on.
number one. That's number one. Give him two more.
I think
and then
Matthew was actually making a point. Actually,
No, that's it. I'm waiting for the second one.
Yeah, don't worry, it'll come.
No, but that's the thing is like you have to find satisfaction in what you are in being rather than having. You have to find satisfaction in what you are actually doing, and that's music for me. Is that I love that people will come out to shows, and I am lucky enough to have been in bands where people actually want to come out and see. But it's for me, like if people weren't there, I would still be playing music and I would still be enjoying myself because I'm with friends doing the things that I want to be doing. The whole point is that I think music for us is what we want to be doing, and we're lucky to be able to do that and to have that as something that's external from this desire to have things. Music is there as this being aspect. Like I am a musician. I want to be a musician, and I will continue being a musician because that makes me feel good.
Having the identity of that makes you feel good as well.
Right.
Not just spending time with the people, but also like this is who I am in the world. I feel good about that.
Right. That's the thing that makes me feel like an actual person. Is music for sure.
I just watched this really great documentary on George Michael, who's one of my favorite performers ever. And he was the biggest selling, he was top of the charts, absolute top of the charts in the 80s, 88, whenever the Faith record came out. He was dissatisfied from that tour. He was tired of it, was dissatisfied by, it didn't make him feel, ecstatic. He didn't feel fulfilled. Because that's not what fulfillment's all about. Like, making yourself happy is the most important thing. And if you rely on what other people think to fulfill you, then you're going to come up empty every single time because you have no control over that. It doesn't really even matter. It should not make a difference to the person creating it because it's already done. The creation part is done. It's in the bag. The other part, the live music part, I think I am so happy with how the EP came out. It's one of my favorite recordings I've done. The experience of it. It was a great recording, but playing them live is almost excruciating every time for me because the actual like standing in front of a microphone without a guitar, I mostly don't like it. I love the way I can focus on the vocals, and I love when they're sounding good, I'm very happy. But for the most part, the experience of doing it, I want to go back in the studio and record some more songs. That's really fun.
Isn't that a particular type of masochism that you can do to yourself as you get older? Because this is something that you've never really done. You've never been just a vocalist.
No, yeah.
No. And yet you keep coming back for more.
Yeah, I keep doing it. Let's book some shows. I'll do it again.
But yet, like, I saw you right after the performance, which we already did. You were very much in your head. You were kind of like...
I was tripping balls.
You were tripping balls.
I was unhappy.
And you may be tripping balls for another day or so. But yet you'll go back. It's okay.
I bounce back pretty ezy.
Yeah.
But I think that it's... I don't know if it's... I don't know if that's for me. I need to play the glockenspiel or keyboard or something.
Well, I think.
Go ahead.
I think that's what makes good musicians, though, or that's what makes good people, good artists. Anything, you're not satisfied with how you did it, so you want to do it better.
And that's what makes you good too. I mean, like you can either have this shitty performance and then. I should just quit. Like this sucked, and I should never play the drums again. And fuck this. Or you're like, that was pretty good. There's some things I could fix. You know what I'm gonna do is just fucking work harder and keep doing this and keep trying. And maybe I slacked. Maybe I should have practiced a little bit more. Now I know that. Let's keep going. And so that's how I feel. Like you either have that craziness in your brain. To keep going and like keep torturing yourself constantly every time you play. And that's what a good musician is, as far as I'm concerned, is someone who's that crazy, who will just keep subjecting themselves to terror all the time.
I think there's something to that. I think that it's like, I'm really quick to have my expectations high and then have them shot right down, and then be like, well, the next one's going to be totally different. Absolutely, the next time is going to be drastically different, and I know what I'm doing now, and it'll be fixed. That's the same with every record I've done. I'll be like, oh, okay, I think that was good. Oh, the next one's going to be so much better. But I just said that 2 months ago for the one that just finished, and who knows if that's. I think everyone does that who makes stuff. I think they're like, they expect it to be something, they picture it as going to be something, and then it's not that, but it is still. You're expressing yourself in a way that's unique, hopefully. And that's all you can do, is do something in your voice using your brain to create something, and hopefully other people like it. And if they don't, that's fine, because hopefully you like it. And if you don't like it, maybe that's when you reassess and make it so at least you like it. That's the most I mean,
Yeah.
I think the lesson here, back to Derek's paragraph, which is the backbone of this episode, is don't strive for others' approval. Gotta strive for your own approval, because you'll get fucked.
Those were the words that he said, right?
It's deep.
I need to see that carved into stone. Because you'll get fucked.
That's the age-old adage.
But that gets down to the question then, is it okay to tell a lie if it makes someone feel better?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, man, what'd you think of my band? It was our first show. What'd you think of our band?
Oh, it was great. Dude, you guys, it was awesome. Good show. That was really great. I'm piecing out now. I'm hungry.
You gotta
and I
figure
didn't watch your band. I'm really sorry.
You got to figure out the way to compliment without actually being a lie.
I know. You know what?
I feel like you are a master at this.
You
might have
have
told
to.
you
You
mine.
become, after playing hundreds of shows,
might have told you mine.
thousands of shows.
Can you share it, or do you feel like it's
Yeah, I'll
gonna?
share
Oh no! Don't share it.
No,
because
it's
then
too
someone's
inside
gonna
ball
know.
They're not.
I'll come up with a new
Insider
one.
Yeah,
baseball.
and also they're not listening. They're not listening.
Someone asked me, and you don't ask, what did you think of my show?
No.
Yeah.
Just wait for it to happen. If it doesn't happen, it's fine.
Rules for living with Josh Staples.
Don't ask. I would never ask. What'd you think of that? Because obviously we've talked for an hour about I don't care what anyone else thinks. Probably not entirely true, but
This is good. We learned that it is a problem
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you care.
if someone I mean, totally. Why do you care what I think anyway? So, but anyway, someone asked me, someone who was awful at playing music asked me, what'd you think of that? And I said, that shit's intense. That shit's intense. And it wasn't a lie, because it was more like, that took a shit in my tent. That shit's intense. It smells like a shit in my tent. But
Might be one of the top 5 quotes that's ever happened on this show.
so that shit's intense. That person felt fine about it. They felt good. They said, whoa, he thought that shit was intense. I know I didn't say that shit was intense. I said that shit's intense.
Boy, but when I steal that, I'm not going to give you the attribute.
That's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Take it,
Me either.
But if you get caught because someone heard this, then hopefully it'll be a fun joke. They'll be like, I see what you did there. And you're like, you still stink.
In this moment, there is little that I desire more than for some time before you die, for someone to come up to you and say, what'd you think of my band? And you say, that shit's intense. And they say, that shit's intense, or that shit's intense.
I'll be like, bye.
If someone is playing music, they're playing music. Like, there's not one arbiter of like, this is good, this is bad. Everyone has their. We talked about everyone has their own
everyone's got
taste.
their own opinion. There's no. That's the thing. There is truly no good or bad, because it
that's
really
why-
depends. It does not matter. It's like if it's everyone likes their own thing. It really has no. It makes no difference.
Man.
There's so many groups that I have not been interested in that I think aren't valid in my own mind for a second, and then I realize that they speak to more people than I certainly could have imagined, and then that's what it means. That's great. And even if they don't, it's just people expressing themselves, and that's all there is to it.
Well,
There you have it.
do you have any closing thoughts for our friends here in Mare Island?
Yeah, it's just, I like really bad movies. God, those are my favorite to watch.
Me too.
But I do like this band.
Thank you, Tom.
Would you like a beer with a lime, Tom?
I was going to get that. I really need
I don't know how you're going to
I mentioned a few times there are people whose I don't care most of what people think, but I pretty much care what Tom Gaffey thinks of the music I play.
Well,
So thank you very much, Tom.
man, Josh, you were the first guy that really. No, I mean, so when I was in high school, we used to play here occasionally. So I heard music then, but really, I came back to do movies here, and you were one of the first musicians I ever heard play in this building. On the piano behind the screen.
I did it
was
everywhere
glorious
that time.
that.
I go to church when my mom and my grandma would be at church, and I'd be like, "Ooh, what? There's a piano." Yep. Do 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 do. I have a distinct vision of this woman being like, "No," and you just never just let me go here.
Let him go.
So
let him go.
There was a piano right there.
Yep, right back
behind
in
the
that
movie screen. And
Yeah.
I would come back here my mom worked at the bank, so I'd be here every day.
30
Yeah.
some odd years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, but it sounded glorious just playing through this building. The building loved it too. This was built as an opera house, and it loves to play. And I've had a great time watching you play music for 35 years now, probably.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks for letting us.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a gas.
It's definitely an honor to be included in this, and like Tom has always been this father figure to so many people, and such a mainstay and the glue to a community that I hold very dear, and I think we all hold very dear. That's like it's.
I think
absolutely.
I think it's all the building.
No, it's not.
First time we've had pushback on that point.
Yeah.
Most
not.
people just politely say,
No, it's not, because there's a lot of old buildings around here, and it's not just the building for sure.
And you've
'Cause
kept
the building's
this
changed a lot,
Boy, it has.
but
yeah.
you're pretty much the same as when I met you.
And that's
I'm starting to look like my grandmother.
one thing I will say about you as an individual, you captured it really well. You were on the piano going dun 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 dun. Every other adult told you to knock it off.
Stop that.
Jesus
Slam.
Christ.
Yeah.
That is why you are a great cultivator of art and a great collaborator, because even if people make your life miserable, you still let them play dun 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 dun. And here we are, 115 some odd episodes in. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the for creating this oral history of the Phoenix Theater, and even if a lot of it has to do with modern bands, it is history, and it is.
Oh, you bet it is.
It's very awesome to hear the old stories mixed in with the new ones.
Man,
So
yeah.
it's a great show. Thanks for
Hopefully
having
these
us.
things play forever, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So people can look back and see what we were doing. I always, it was reading the history of Pompeii at one time and thinking this was Rome at its height, and it was this one frozen moment.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. And I firmly believe that we are honored enough and lucky enough that we're living in Rome at this time, and we're living at a time when some kid 1,000 years from now will be reading in a history book about the way life was at this time, and this was it. And I'm hoping somehow they hear this and think, "Wow, really? Is that what it was?" But it was. But
Is that all it was?
So did you put the lime in it, or was it?
Why would you put?
Did it-
Ew.
yeah, ew.
Was it in a cup?
I don't
No, it was in
get
a
it.
bottle, glass
Was
bottle,
it-
kids.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't
Printed.
get it. Those people are using limes in the weirdest way.
We did it.
There's the three for.
There it is.
We made it.
The first time it will actually make it into the edited episode. I'd like to close with a quote from Derek. This one is from the Daily Cal, not written to me in an email. You talk about this music. You said, there's a way in which heartfelt, genuine music, like a lot of pop music, has steered away from just kind of vulnerable, honest lyricism. We just wanted to write music we felt was authentic to us and without any sheen of dirty hipster pretense.
So that's something a dirty hipster would say.
He's a clean hipster.
And I think you guys have accomplished that with this project, and we're thrilled that you've come and shared this music with us here tonight. So thank you very much for that.
Stoked for you to have us. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. And Tom and I have watched all of your guys' projects over the last, at least 15 years, some of you longer, and it's a special thing to have you on the stage documenting this one.
Thank you.
And now it's all led to this. It's led to the music of Mare Island, which in just a moment, after a brief instrumental interlude from our friend Paul Hale,
Yeah. This is going to be good. Just wait.
you will be performing 3 songs of this band's music. So thank you once again so much for joining us here tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
la la ha, la la ha ha, la la hee, la la ha, la la ha, la la ha ha, la la hee, la la ha, la la ha, la la ha ha, la la hee, la la ha, la la ha. There's a